Oh.
Welcome back to Saga 3 Kings, session number 97, entitled Black Dragons. Last session, the group dealt with some matters at hand in the Magard Forest, ultimately ending up breaking a lantern that they'd had for a while that had a Baylor general inside of it that ran away, was being gracious and allowing them to live since they freed him. They didn't like that and started fighting him. The fight went south pretty quick. But they did pretty good damage to him. They did work on him, quite a bit of work on him. But he managed to get where he wanted to go. As the group had made their way into Magard Forest, they did see that some of the people who escaped the Doom Vault were doing some sort of weird, bleak ritual at site, which was identified as a Grumnar temple to the demon prince of Wrath, Grumnar. But they avoided it. They moved past it. Ultimately, that proved to be a problem as they summoned a gate to the gate of Yo. Hells in this campaign setting are all barred by gates and are known by the gate that they are kind of barred by. The Baylor General went into said gate. It looks like the gate is one way for whatever reason. And looks like that problem solved. They did throw the corpse of a very annoying Spirit Naga into that hell as well, so it can rejuvenate all it likes in hell. But yeah, after that point, the group kind of wandered away from that point and were set on going to meet with Oricus, the Black Dragon, who, according to their histories, fought against Alrond, or now Nefondus, and was kind of quintessential, the leader, really, in stopping the Shadow Dragon. So, table's yours. Talk amongst yourselves, plan as you wish accordingly, and just see where we go.
How do we plan to get there?
I think we know where it is.
Yeah, it's Stonefang.
I guess I just want to make sure that we're clear on what gifts we're offering. Because we talked about that a while back. I just want to remember.
Well,
Do we have any old scarecrow bodies?
those aren't for sale.
Doesn't have value per se.
Has emotional value.
Excuse you. I have the flame tongue sword, javelin of lightning, serpent staff, some ring I don't remember,
Right. Great.
and we have a good amount of money. You guys tell me dollar amount what you want to get rid of. What this guy, Grok would know best. I feel, unless Crow has dealt with dragons in the past.
So John, being like a sentinel, I assume that I've seen Oru's horde.
Yeah, and
what I have seen substantial offerings in the past, the kind that would get Oru's attention.
And at the last time you asked this, I'm going to give you the same answer.
Okay, thank you.
It is up to you to determine what you feel is a proper gift, and it is up to the receiver to determine whether or not that is a proper gift. When it comes to evil dragons, you would understand that the more greedy of the lot are the red dragons,
right?
Whereas the more the dragons that are going to pay more attention to what the gift actually is and where it's coming from are black dragons and green dragons.
So what I'm hearing is less about money and more about the quality of the items. Okay.
So, Grok, you're still wearing a white dragon cloak?
I am.
Might want to pop that off.
Yeah. And how much cash on hand do we have?
Like 50 grand?
Mm-hmm. Halvesies?
We could drop 20 grand, 25.
What do others think about that? Plus those magic items that were listed.
If
Well,
we
it's
have
more
other...
about what the gift is and not how much the gift is worth. So we'd need to think about what would be what would be more of like this is something that I will treasure forever for the Black Dragon. So
okay, I have some questions. John, can you remind me what Uru's relationship was with the Black Dragon?
Not very good. Based on what you recall, the Green Dragon was the one that kind of turned and went to aid Auron.
Didn't we keep part of the? Did we keep part of that Green Dragon when we killed it?
Jeremy, you had said something. What did you say?
Green was neglecting its duties to
And
the other dragon.
Correct, exactly right. And it became redeemed by Auron. It was a good dragon.
And you had cut out the heart. I don't think it was specifically saved. I don't know if we're still carrying it around or if we had destroyed it.
Yeah, can't recall. I might have destroyed it.
So we burned up most of the rest of it.
It was destroyed. Because your fear was that even if you had it, there's still a possibility that it could have been acquired and used for the ritual to bring Ashmedea back.
I have a vicious axe as well. We can throw in there.
Should we be clear about Orbicus's relationship with Ashmedea? Especially since Benson seems to have a connection to Ashmedea.
Connection. I'm not the one holding the thing anymore, though. That's Shambles.
We weren't talking about that. So now we're just talking about that.
So
I actually thought you had passed it to me at one point.
Someone took it. I know that someone, like, I was not carrying it anymore.
I do still have it.
Okay.
So would John, would any of us know Orbicus's kind of relationship with Ashmedea?
A worshipper.
Probably non-existent.
A worshipper, okay.
Most evil dragons are.
Okay. So we might use that in our favor then.
The reason why that's the case is Ashmedea is the only known living earliest of dragons, like the matriarch dragons, the mothers of dragonkind. So because of that, they still pay homage to the last surviving.
We'll keep that in the back pocket.
She's as close to Solange as it gets. Which is why, if you recall, when Benson went on his super cool, stealthy, I'm going to talk to a demon prince spree, and got that cool icon, he was told that he could speak to any chromatic dragon, not any red dragon, because all of them still kind of adhere to Ashmedea's seniority.
Lord. I thought it was just like cultists under Ashmedea. I didn't realize it was dragons.
No, it was everybody.
Huh.
It was kind of a big get. Which ultimately...
See, it wasn't that bad of an idea.
Again, is the reason why a lot of the fast-tracking bits have kind of... Yeah, you grinded like badasses, you earned a lot of sick loot, and then you got like all of the secret ways to deal with this shit. Like, continue. Sorry, apologies. I'm just applauding my players. You guys are fucking great.
So does that mean we don't even need to travel?
I don't know.
Talk to him?
You gotta talk to Orbicus, like her. Yeah, I mean.
What I mean is, what Benson have would not summon Orbicus, right? Would not.
No.
And you were going to say something about travel, Brent, or what? Or gifting, or?
No, I was just saying whatever gift we decide on has to be something that will be. Doesn't like monetary value probably still has to be pretty high, but something that'll be more of like a. This is more useful to me than a sword would be, because her being a dragon that specializes in magic, I can imagine swords are pretty, but I don't imagine she uses them very often.
Dragons prefer magic items not because of what they can do or how they load out on them. They just keep them in their hoards.
Well, I could put a little treasure chest together, and we can jam all kinds of fun gift bag things in there.
Just make sure you put the nice colorful paper in there around everything, so it's a nice presentation.
Oh yeah, it'll have the what was it, the plastic grass shit, whatever that is. That always gets everywhere.
Little chocolate dragon egg.
Oh, that's perfect.
Easter.
It is the theme. All right, I'm gonna do a little math for a minute. You guys take us there.
That was math, not math.
Yes.
Sorry.
This.
JK.
Do you have access to teleport, Benson?
Yeah, I'm full. I can get us there.
Cool.
Did we rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if not, you can. You certainly can.
We just finished a long rest before
The
short
or
rest,
the Baylor
rather.
fight. But what I'm
Or
saying
Baylor.
is like if you want to like teleport to a safe place and just sit around and do nothing. There was this thing at the very beginning of this game, and I want to express it, and I just want to make sure you guys understand. I mentioned downtime activities. You've done them very few times. Not really doing them yourself, more or less going to a place and going, can you do downtime activities that are important for me real quick? I'm gonna go do more shit. And then you rush off and do a whole bunch of this quest thing, and you're like, oh fuck, I don't even have my weapons because they're back in this
We're
place.
busy people.
Some asshole's doing work for me.
We are.
Oh yeah. Do you wanna
running
check in on your dagger and our stuff that are being
Yeah,
repaired?
that should be
That
ready,
should
I
be
think,
any
today.
minute. We might as well go have a
Sometime in the
little
Dwarf Towns.
off time in Dwarfland.
You put that on layaway? Is that what it was?
Nah, I was just getting fixed, but it was real bad because it was +3.
If
So
you
it was gonna took him a minute to fix.
Bond Rock, that's the name of it.
take the time and go to Bonrock, there's nothing there. There's no crazy quest. I don't think you have any sentient swords or evil swords or swords that you're just wanting to get rid of present on your person that need to be destroyed or placed into museums by the dwarves, right? So they're just like,
I do not.
okay,
You got Shatter Spike and this other +3.
they're fine. They don't need those. They don't treat you any different than you did. Well, they treat you differently now because there isn't craziness happening. But if you want
They're
to
a
hang
little more
around,
relaxed.
they're like, huh, 4 out of 5 times you came here with some powerful relic. Well, anyway, the point,
We did spoil.
you're really falling off is what's happening. No, the point is you're able to rest in Monrock. You're able to stay there without issue to acquire your weaponry back. In this time, White Crow, you kind of determined that it seems that Kristen Gervester, Raya, Benson, Grok, and Brooklyn have a kind of rapport with the dwarfs of the Historia, which is where the records of like dwarvish lore and the Grey Swords are kind of kept. And it would seem that they have donated, or rather gifted for currency, a number of very important relics. One being the Great Saint Sword of Zadok, which was then gifted from the dwarves to the elves, and you actually heard about this in passing as a great sign of peace between the two societies of dwarves and elves in Osiria and south of Osiria. So that's obviously pretty cool. They also gave us very powerful sword, a great sword named Black Razor, which was found in like the mines or found up in the mountains and brought down here to be destroyed by the dwarves, and that has been done. The sword was a very sentient and very evil presence, and it has been taken care of due to...
Don't listen to him. He was a pretty cool guy.
That dude is good.
There's that dumbass trident.
I took proficiency with great swords to be able to use them for a session or two.
I stabbed a dude in the face with it.
That's fair.
It let me look through doors. That was pretty cool.
And that was relatively close to the infamous dryer incident.
That was
actually that was afterwards.
He
stabbed it through the thing and then couldn't get it back out, so I had to get it back out for it.
We had great times.
I have a note for you to read.
Anywho,
I got Dias Azil back.
The dwarves are very kindly to the group in question. Is another point of order. But yeah, once done, they really don't have much to discuss with you or talk to you about. But once you have everything kind of prepared, long rested, filled up, ready to go,
I will buy a nice like ornate chest that could fit X amount.
100 gold pieces for a really nice chest. It's very dwarvish. It's kind of got jeweler's brass on it, like in kind of dwarvish faces.
We're dressed to impress.
And it looks like the wood of the chest has been kind of burned out on its sides to kind of create kind of like a almost adamantine kind of look, but it's just blackened wood. Blackened in a way that makes it kind of look like it's almost like a rock or metal.
All right, boys, I think we're ready to go speak to a dragon.
I am putting in the chest. You guys toss out anything else you want to throw in there. The Flame Tongue Sword, Javelin of Lightning, 10,000 gold worth of gems, 10,000 gold worth of gold coins, 5,000 gold worth of platinum coins. 25k in just money, whatever the value is of those two weapons, and whatever the rest of you list.
Vicious battle axe.
Rod of Absorption.
Misty Dagger, Venom Dagger.
Misty, Venom. Come now, Crow. It's time to tithe.
I have nothing to contribute, but
You piece of shit.
Very impressed by your wealth.
I took him out.
all my armaments were given to me by the church, and I'm not going to give them to a black dragon.
And also, I'm using them. Jeez.
Fair.
What the fuck is this? You guys have all this shit you don't even use.
Yeah, we do have a lot of shit we don't use.
We have so much stuff.
This honestly is a blessing in disguise. I'm tired of keeping notes on this.
We're hoarders, and this is an intervention.
Yeah.
How many extra blank of protection do we still have? So 2 or 3 cloaks and 2 or 3 rings.
Honestly, if like as they're dropping lists, like if Steve, you're like, that actually might work.
Yeah, if you wanted to snag any of this before we give it away.
I'm already
That's not
attuned
for
to
you.
something, and I have a cloak of protection, so
Okay. Honestly, the only things I could see you really utilizing are the 2 daggers, and I feel like your weapons are pretty steady. You've got like monk
my weapons are these
He
hands.
doesn't want 'em.
Right, I respect it.
They're ready to eat for everyone.
I got law and order over here.
Doom doom.
This one's crime and this one's punishment.
Okay, so how are you getting to the Stone Fang?
Teleport.
Okay,
With a full parade.
let's discuss.
But we
You
can't teleport if
have
we don't know the location, do we?
never been to Stone Fang. You have passed over Stone Fang once.
Wouldn't it be better to windwalk?
Oh.
So, if you wanted to teleport to Stone Fang, you would need to roll a d100. On a 0 or a 1 through a 43, there's a mishap. Something happens wrong with the spell. If you roll
Isn't the Stone Thing where
44
we got kicked out?
through 53, huh? No, we had
Isn't
discussed
Stone
this.
Fang the
We
one?
discussed this before. Mountain's
No.
Toe is where you got kicked out. Stone Fang is where the
Okay.
dragon was. Brent was right. You all were
Okay.
wrong. You got inspiration.
I was
for
proud
it
of him.
and a high five, I think.
Good old Brent.
That's fine. So we went to two different mines when we went to Mountain Stowe. Because one they like laughed and told us we were dumb or something.
Yeah, there was like the one and then down the way a little bit.
Got it. Okay.
Mountain Stowe is actually a collection of like 5 mines. One
Yeah, I
of
think
them,
it'd probably be safer to windwalk.
the
Yeah, I
one,
was gonna say Windwalk is okay.
yeah, and just to read, the one that you were sent to was the one that the ones that were still operational were like, that place is fucked up and there's orcs there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a
So
ring of sustenance you can chuck in there actually.
teleport is not what you're doing?
Doesn't seem like it's
I'll
going to
say
get
we
us
win
there,
walk.
right?
There's
It'd be the safest
there's a
way.
chance something crazy happens.
We don't need to be sidetracked anymore.
Jeremy's
Stop
like,
delaying.
come on, we can do it while casting stuff from the Wand of Wonder. Let's go. Where the fuck
What was the
are
last
we?
thing you said, Jeremy?
Ring of Sustenance. Been sitting on that one for a while.
You have. Okay, I think we're cool.
Okay.
Followed your lead.
All right.
Anyone?
Win walk.
Yep, wind walk.
Okay.
Use up my 6 level spell.
So you cast Wind Walk.
Before we see the dragon.
That's alright, I have a 7th.
And moving from Bonrock to there would be, let's see.
Do we get a new line?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Any cool up in them there hills?
Looking. No.
We don't happen to find the White Dragon's Hoard?
No, it's relatively close to the last time you came out of here.
Maybe someday.
Yeah,
We
relatively
do
close. Ooh, it's really close. Go ahead and roll a D. Roll a perception check for whoever has the highest perception, no one else.
Me.
Hey, we're tied, but you rolled still.
Oh, we're tied? Okay.
Yeah.
28.
Hard to beat.
It's real good. Okay, so as you're passing over,
Oh, yours is better.
you can see the point where the Ice Fang Mountains kind of delve into a lower area and become the Howling Hills. Kind of settled in between that kind of low mountain, low hill area of Ice Fang and that kind of high segment of the Howling Hills. It looks like there's kind of a nice plateau, a step, kind of present there, like a plains. Yeah, settled in there. From what you can see, there looks like there is a settlement that you're not aware of, that you've never heard of, or there are no roads to.
What can we gather from the height we're at?
I think we just gathered we're not making it to Stonefang.
It looks like it's just a small town, a nice, quaint settlement. It doesn't look like it's much bigger. It doesn't look. It does look bigger, but it doesn't look like it's much bigger than Moodus.
Secret mountaintop Moodus.
Do we see any people?
There are
Oh,
some
I'm not
folks.
the one did it. Sorry. If he did it, sorry, not me.
Well, yeah. So, but it's still a good question, and I'm sure one that if you offered on advisement to Andy, he would have asked. So that's fine. There are people. From this height, it looks like they are regular folk. It looks like there's a very high number of Goliath amongst them, but just a small village. It does have a massive wall of timbers around it. And from the looks of it, Grok, it looks like there might have been forest land here before, but it's gone.
Does it look more like a fort? Like a fortification?
No, it just looks like a fortified town.
Okay.
Where's
They have
the dragon? We
farmland
can
and
definitely come back.
And then this town is where
No
you guys
farmland.
thought Stonefang was?
There's no farmland.
No, we just happened across this because we were flying.
Yeah, there's no farmland. It's completely just grass fields around it. There does not appear to be any means of cultivation.
Food cultivation.
Mm-mm. And there's no roads. All the
Guys.
buildings appear to be made out of rock and stone and wood. Kind of like lower ground, kind of built up on like piles of massive boulders, and then like the buildings kind of come up out of them. The styling is similar to Osirian, but like it's very kind of low society Osirian.
We're going back in time.
Sounds like the Flintstones house.
Do we? I get. Did Grok point that out to us, or is
Did
he
Grok
sure?
point
If
that
I'm
out?
able to talk to, yeah, I would certainly do
I
it.
don't think you're able to talk in Windwalk. You kind of point and gesture, but
So unless you have some sort of like a psychic link going, would that be something?
it's going to take longer than an hour to Windwalk
Okay.
to that point. So there's no way.
Yeah, no. We'll just Grok keep it in his mind, and then we can come back after we talk to the dragon.
So
And you're seeing it
Is
from
there-
a distance away. Like you're barely seeing it kind of on the edge of your sight from your height and vantage point.
right. So I mean, this is kind of the thing that Grok's been wanting to do. So we're just gonna have to note that and come back to it.
Okay. Crisis averted.
We
You
made it to our destination.
You see that around
We could have saved them.
around Stonefang, there is kind of a bowl of hills and high cairns and low mountains. It kind of seems to be right at the point, seems to be the generation point of a river. And inside of this circle of kind of rocks is the little bit of a mountain itself, Stonefang. It rises up from forest around it, and at the very top of it, it appears to have broken off stone that kind of gives it a almost fang-like or canine-like look, kind of settled on top of the summit of this mountain. You do see that there is a cave door. The cave door looks very similar to the mine door at Mountainstone. Looks like a redoubt, another dwarvish fortification.
Would we expect that there would be a force that would be guarding the lair? Would Orbicus have his own sentinels?
The unnamed tribe of orcs that were in the other place were apparently Orbicus's servants. So
We definitely don't want to just fly in, though. We were
Right.
going to try to find a way to walk in.
No, yeah,
Just
we'll
gonna fly in
land a
like
ways
that.
away.
okay, if you're not wanting to land in the forest, you literally have to land at the base of the mountain. If you want to land outside of the forest to make your way through the forest into the mountain or up to the mountain, then that would be a different story. But you're either landing
I
right
think,
at the.
like in his hex, but not on the front door.
Got it. So you're gonna move.
Yeah.
You're gonna maneuver through the forest to get up to the mountain. Got it. Yep. So there's a decent landing point on one of the cairns nearby, and you can see there does appear to be a path that moves through Stonefang. I'm actually going to very quickly place that. When I say very quickly, that is a goal, but it's certainly not a realistic notation. But there is a path that runs through there, and it actually goes like that.
Okay.
Surprised we haven't seen that before.
Well, you had. It just wasn't important to mention ever because we didn't ever go back to talking about the sharp sharps.
Kidding, this is my boys.
Understandable.
I don't remember the last time we walked anywhere.
Hell, I probably walked on that thing to get down to the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You almost certainly used that path,
Yes.
but that was behind the scenes.
My blues, my sharps.
You might
Man,
be
they're all
useful
dead.
then in talking to any orcs that would be here.
Okay.
Nah, they're all dead.
My dark flames.
Do you move into the forest and head on up the mountain way?
Yep, that's why we came.
Okay. So
How do we want to approach?
In
On
plain
tippy
sight.
toes.
Do we want to be formal? Do we want like a procession?
I'm gonna put my hood down.
Yeah, I think
Somebody
we want to
help
see
me
him as
carry this chest. We want to make sure he sees this chest of treasures.
right. We want to
Okay.
see him as non-threatening as possible.
you are moving into the forest, and as you kind of get into the heart of the forest, kind of on this path, you'll see that along the path there appear to be oak trees. Grok, you very quickly realize that there's something wrong with them. They appear to be dead. And as you kind of look at the trees, try and kind of get closer to the trees, you see that there are a number of spears, lances, and blades that have been shoved into the heart of the tree, basically like impaling it. And you can tell that the blades are made out of cold iron. Looks like this was done intentionally. It looks like this was done to about a dozen or so oak trees along your path ahead.
Would I know what kind of message that might be intended to send?
Make a Arcana, Nature, or Religion check, your choice, and depending on what you choose, determines the result.
Cold iron's what they were forging up in the.
To kill Fae, correct?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I only got 11.
Okay.
Was that us that flushed those down a toilet?
You're relatively familiar with the traits of cold iron as Raya kind of states what their purpose is. I'm assuming that was out loud, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you think about it for a second, and with an 11 and that kind of knowledge there, you realize that oak trees are typically kind of sources of kind of Fey energy from the primal source, from the Feywild. And it would appear that whoever is in control of this forest does not want to allow Feywild spillover in this place. Why that is up to you to determine, but thinking about your former master's connections, that should prove obvious.
They're kind of locking a door.
So help me think that through.
Oru was able to travel to the Feywild.
Right, okay.
I think it was to keep Oru from sneaking onto this turf.
Okay, so when Oru was in danger, it traveled to the Feywild. They traveled to the Feywild as to be safe, and now this is cutting something like that off.
Green dragons are usually very, very tightly connected to the forest and the Fey. And it would seem that even its redeemed state was probably feared by Orbicus.
I'm guessing Orbicus had his lackeys do this to the trees nearby to keep Oru out.
And the cold iron blades that are being used here are nowhere near the skill that was being crafted in the Dwarven redoubt up to the north, the Dwarven door. These appear to be
quickly knocked out for this sort of purpose.
Yeah, they look like the ore was placed, they heated it, they banged it into sharp blades and just jammed it in there.
More or less just stakes.
Yeah.
Neat.
We'd understand this would probably also prevent someone like Andy from traveling through plains.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So plane shift is about the Feywild.
Well, no. If you try to use the travel through plants thing.
Oh, travel through plants. Oh, plants. Got it.
Okay. Cool. You head on, and you can see that at the base of the Stone Fang Mountain, there is a series of switchbacks that lead up the mountain. It's my favorite fucking word.
How else are you gonna get up a mountain?
How else are you gonna get up a mountain? You gotta have switchback roads. They gotta go up and zigzag up there.
It's a path called Switchback, Jeremy. You have to say the whole thing.
You see, even from this distance, that there is the mountain door. The door that enters into this dwarven kind of fortification, some 60 or so feet up from the base of the mountain.
Yeah, we're gonna skip those.
You can also see smoke.
Can fly and walk on walls.
You can see smoke rising from a couple of different points on the sides of the mountain. Now that you're closer to it, the smoke appears to be a kind of soft gray, which would kind of make you think like a campfire. Nothing crazy. Not like burning flesh or anything. Seems like they're just burning wood. Is that gray, right? Or is it black for wood? Am I wrong?
I think it's white.
White? Then it's white. Whatever the smoke for a regular campfire would be. But it seems like there's a number of
burning wood, yeah.
Gray, white, yeah.
Gray, white.
Nothing.
No, a number of them. There's a number of these vent holes that you can see kind of in the sides of the mountain up a bit that are kind of coming out.
Should we be worried about?
Okay. As you're making your way up, and you make it about halfway,
live there.
You kind of hear a whooshing sound above you, and there's a shadow that ascends up the mountain. As you kind of look up, you can see a massive black dragon kind of fly to the top of the mountain and then descend behind it and just kind of disappear from sight. It's very quick, but the dragon is very recognizable to you. It does appear that this is the dragon that was ascending towards you and summoned several other dragons to assail you.
Right, okay. This is the one that wears the gauntlet, right? Okay.
You make it to the door. There are 2 guards outside. They appear to be very much like the 2 orcs you saw at the mountain door at Mountain's Toe. The difference between these 2 and the 2 there, the 2 there were totally off guard, not paying attention, completely just not the best of the army, right? These 2 appear to be full plate armor with massive halberds, kite shields, and just completely blacked out. Like the shields, as you look at them more, you actually realize that they're dragon scales. And they have kind of markings on them that denote them as the Black Tongues, which is the name of the orcs that you never got. But now that you see the marker, you recognize that.
Grok turns to White Crow and says, "Definitely not accidentally murdering them."
There were no accidents.
As you approach these 2 guards, you see them cross the halberds. You see one is holding one in the right, one is holding one in the left. The cross is kind of a perfect gesture. And you hear a, "No, wait." Then you see an orc come out from behind them wearing robes. The robes are not very ornate, very kind of just tattered and musty looking. He's got his hand gripping the top of a knotty wooden cane. And in his other hand, you actually realize that his hand has actually been dipped in some sort of metal and is kind of locked in this gesture. And he starts walking towards you, and he says, "The hand of Motus, I presume."
Do I recognize him?
You do not.
Sorry to interrupt you. What was the name of the orc tribe again? Black what?
Black Tongues.
Tongues. Okay. Sorry, continue.
The hand of Motus, I presume.
At your service, my friend.
And I believe that this then would be the retinue of the hand.
Friends and travel companions.
Commonly referred to as the retinue of the hand, yes.
Yes.
So then, it would seem
And White Crow.
my mistress was accurate in her presumptions. You have taken some time to come here. We have made ready. And turns and starts walking. The guards raise their halberds, pull back, kind of lock into place against the sides of the door, allowing you access.
Nice.
I look at the rest of the group and it's like, hey, nice.
Tip the guards a gem each as we walk through.
It bounces,
No, you don't.
it bounces off of their armor and falls to the ground.
I'm just joking.
If you have money, you can throw it away.
That's not what this party does.
No, I'm just joking.
We follow him inside.
Okay.
Or her.
Hit. As you're kind of turning, going past the 2 guards, the guards immediately push their shields out, kind of lock their halberds in front of them, turn, and start walking behind you, following you in procession. It's unnerving for those of you in the back, but once you realize what's happening, you kind of go, oh, okay. Okay. And then from the front, you hear, "Do not mind them. They are instructed to guard you as you make your way through the barracks." So.
Feel safer already.
So, what took you so long?
Whole country's fucked.
Yeah, we had some sidetrack issues that we had to take care of immediately.
Then it is exactly as my mistress had left it. Unfortunate, you and yours and your ancestors have not made the effort to do right by the world, despite their assertions and their treachery. Turns and kind of looks back at Grok with that statement, and then continues walking. The sound of the wood kind of hitting the stone is kind of like a meaty kind of thunk each time he kind of sets it down. And as you're kind of walking up to the doors, because you remember there's kind of like that divide that goes through where there are the arrows, the murder holes, the defenses. You're moving through that same space. You can see the orcs in the windows kind of looking down at you. The orcs you fought back at Mountain's Toe, nowhere near as trained as these guys look. They look like if they're putting an arrow down range, they're probably going to hit a target. The guys you guys fought were like, fumbling, and they had some cool tricks, but based on what you're seeing here, these guys are probably better.
Those guys are dead.
They are dead. They weren't any good.
If whatever they were guarding was so important, I would have had the B team over there.
You send who you send who you have. You protect what's important. Anyways,
you don't leave greenhorns at the treasure.
He says, so open the gate to one of the orcs that's kind of guarding that specific position. He taps the halberd against the door. The door starts to open, just as you saw the last door open. You move in. Where there was a rope bridge, instead there's a massive stone bridge. Looks like this place was put together, but it looks like the same template was kind of utilized. A lot of the space feels familiar, but a lot of the structure feels finished.
Hey, Ricklin, does this feel familiar to you? Shove his ass off the bridge.
And you would learn that it's finished, and at the bottom there is a meaty number of spikes.
I can live at least one spike fall. At least.
They're about 10-foot high spikes. You're not getting out of there.
Like fall between them. Be fine.
One of those.
Classic Ricklin.
Classic Ricklin.
Always good for a laugh, that guy.
You cross the bridge, you move beyond, you head to a space that looks like a temple. And in this temple, you see a massive dragon's head carved into the stone in the dwarvish style, and a series of steps that descends into the mountain. The individual that's leading you stops, turns to look back at you. This is the passage to the Gloomhaven. I will take you below, if you are ready. If not, do what you can to prepare yourselves to meet one of the most powerful beings in the world. You are dismissed, he says to the guards behind you. And they kind of like turn and move away from you.
If we're ready.
I was gonna say,
Let's continue on.
Gloomhaven?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interesting.
You might have to change that for copyright reasons.
Why? What is it?
I get the board game. It is.
It's a wildly popular board game.
Well, you only copyright if you're making a board game called Gloomhaven. Like, if somebody made a movie called Gloomhaven, they wouldn't have copyright issues.
All right, whatever. I just wanted to make sure you don't like using other people's words.
That's true. Okay, fine. We'll call it...
it has a little sign over the E.
in
there.
Gloomhaven-y.
Goonhaven.
Bummer Grotto.
Bad Haven.
Haven.
Cry Cave.
Sad
Cry
Swamp.
Cave. We all need a cry cave once in a while.
Cry
Never get a house, I have to have my own unit cry cave.
Yeah,
I
go
got a main
hibernate
cave,
the
then a
cry
cry
cave.
cave. See you guys after winter's over.
Gloomholm. H-O-L.
Gloomhole.
Gloomholm.
Home.
I hate you guys.
We're the best
Skip over
around.
now.
We're here to help you.
Thank you. Gloomholm. I didn't know there was a game called Gloomhaven.
It does sound familiar when you
I think
said
you'd like it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It has
Yeah,
apparently a
pretty
pretty
sure I played
decent
it.
video game version of it.
Yeah, we got to
All right, no free
Gloomholm.
advertisement.
On we go.
Play Gloomhaven. Don't watch our stream.
Shit!
That said, if you are ready to descend down, if you feel like you're prepared, it looks like this individual is ready to take you down. If it seems like this individual is also receptive, like it doesn't look like they're, it looks like they're kind of watching over you, looking you over, but it doesn't look like they're commenting on anything. They're allowing you to enter at your pleasure. So if you want to ask this any questions of this individual, you can. Or if you want to just descend down, also an option. Your call.
Do we have any charisma buffs we can give to Grok? Isn't he the one parlaying with the dragon?
Oi, oi, oi. Grok's a straight shooter. This is gonna go how it's gonna go.
Rooklyn or Grok, don't one of you make something that makes us immune to fear?
If
Ooh,
you're just
hold on.
within 10 feet of me, you're immune to fear.
Okay, that's what it is.
Do we
You get to stand up front with Grok.
Do we want to have a nice meal before we go? Is anybody hungry?
Would that benefit us too much?
It would just make us immune to fear, and then give us advantage on
It
something.
gives us. There you go. I posted it.
We have to stand around up here for about half an hour to get through this thing.
Hey, he said at our leisure.
Just have a full meal. All the fixins.
He said at our leisure, "Hey, do you have any frying pans? I'm gonna need like a stock pot."
Pause. Do you ask that genuinely, or is that you doing sarcasm?
I'm making a joke.
Oh, okay.
We can invite 6 of them to dine with us.
Yeah, we can make friends.
That is very sweet of you.
If you guys want to, we can. If not, we can just keep going.
I'm confident in
It
that.
is a level 6 spell.
I don't think we need to blow that kind of resource.
We're just parlaying with the dragon. Like, we're not expecting to battle. Or
always
anything.
expect a fight.
God, I hope not. If he's taking questions,
Crow on the back real quick, man. You weren't here last time.
I would ask.
This lady hates us.
Go ahead.
Has Orbicus been in contact with Fainuk or Salon?
Wait. Hold on.
What?
Fainuk or Salon?
I thought Salon was a silver dragon.
Yeah. No. Oh, because does
And-
not
and
treat
Fainuk
with
is- and Fainuk is
metallics
Okay.
would be the answer.
Thank you.
Of course.
Might
Out
have
of
to try.
character, don't we also have a mask that summons the blue dragon?
No, we have a mask that gets us stared at by a gold dragon.
It's a stared at by
it only
something.
it gets us stared at by someone wanting it because it summons the blue dragon. And I remember the cultist saying that the blue dragon mask, like, you can get one wish from the blue dragon if you summon it using the mask. Like, it will do one thing for you.
Oh my God, Brett, you remember everything too damn well. We have it in inventory. Shush.
The nature of the mask is that if you pull it out, it will probably be found by a certain wizard who's looking for it. That was correct.
And the blue dragon is Totsfig. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is he watching us? Is the guy just standing there waiting for us, watching us, or did he just leave us here?
He's standing there at the door.
Is there anything we should know?
I ask how far up until we meet him.
Question number 1 was from Shambles. She resides below. If there's anything that you are unaware of, then I am sorry. I cannot help you to be prepared to meet with the most...
Oh, no, I didn't want to put you out of sorts or anything. I was just curious, like, is this is her home? This is a plane we're leaving into?
No, it's here. It's not otherworldly. No.
Okay, I don't know any better. Sorry.
No, of course, it's a good question. Good
My
question.
first time. You hear Gloomhaven, I feel like I'm going somewhere.
Points. Gloomhome.
Gloomhome.
Yeah, it's recently changed due to infringement.
I misheard.
That me too. I mean,
like a Strawn virus or something.
I have been calling it that my entire life, and now I have to change it based solely on the fact that the person who created it's an idiot.
I've been reading it wrong all this time.
Hey, we won't tell her you said that.
No, the person who created this place, like the whole place. That asshole.
Is there egg on my face or what?
You know him. You fucking know him.
Yeah, I'm ready to go in.
Does she have a preferred title or way to be addressed?
No.
That's smart. That's a good question.
You address her by her name?
I do not address her. She addresses me.
I understand that.
Your Eminence.
Do you know her connection to the white dragon and the blue and red dragon?
Allies. But Hornbeck has fallen.
Oh, thank God.
Memory
oh no!
serves me, felled by the hand of Mertis.
Are you fucking wearing him right now, Andy?
No, I totally stowed that. We talked about that.
Way funnier.
He doesn't hold grudges.
I covered that base. I'm ready to go. I got my treasure chest.
Yeah, let's go.
Andy's in a corner
Alright.
tucking something white into a bag.
If you are ready, he says,
Scale, a little scale sticking out. Sorry.
Sweat pouring.
Does he said that
"Oh, your question. Sorry, Jody. I apologize. What was it again?"
how far up is it?
It is not up. It's
Well, how far down?
a distance. I haven't
Okay.
measured it.
I just didn't know how long it was going to take us to get there.
No, not terribly long.
Okay. When we start walking, I watch and see if he follows us.
He's leading you.
All right, cool. When he leaves,
He's not. He's leading you.
Lead.
leading.
He is taking you down.
Showing us the way.
Okay. When he's walking, I'm going to try to cast Death Ward on Grok.
He's not bothered by your spellcasting.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, then I cast Death
You could
Ward.
literally cast Fireball on everybody else. He'd probably just stand there and watch.
Cool. I'll do that on Grok then.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Fireball Grok.
All right.
Tired of him.
Wouldn't do anything to him. He's resistant. I think. He leads you down the steps. Along the steps, you can see that carved into the walls are icons of dragons, and you can see that it appears that at the very bottom is where these carvings start. As you can see, the carvings become more intricate as you started, and become less intricate as you descend. Again, he is still walking with you. He is leading you ahead, and you can see that it appear to be these very strange, like, segments of moments, which don't really recall any historical notation. And based on the styling, it looks like whoever carved these was the same person every time.
They just keep getting worse.
They keep getting better. Like, it's going. If you're descending, it's getting
As
worse.
he left.
It looks like something got better as they ascended up. Yeah. But no questions regarding that. The person, the orc, leads you to the cavern.
While we're walking down, I also want to ask him about his hand.
My hand. An interesting inquiry. You see him stop, kind of raise it up. I was unfortunately gifted this after my dealings with certain individuals. I had hoped to broach peace amongst dragons, and this was rewarded with this.
That's awful.
Which one was it?
I went to go and speak with the bronze dragon at the bronze shrine. Its proximity made me feel that would be important to make sure that the bronze dragon and my master were at least closely in alignment. Unfortunately, Orbicus had no desires to treat with the one known as Maffei.
Oh, one eye. She's dead now, you know.
I am aware. An unfortunate circumstance of certain individuals caring more for themselves than for the collective. Looks back at Grok again.
A sort of vengeance was enacted, as you know.
I am aware. Turns and starts walking down the steps again. The clunk. Every time he kind of has one of those moments, the clunking seems louder for the first couple of moments after he starts walking than it would have if he just kept walking. He gets to the base of the steps and walks out into a massive cavern. The very first thing that kind of just catches you off guard is you were in a space that was very just dark, gray, stone colored. And as you're kind of coming down to it, you notice that this cavern is filled with purple hues and like light greens that kind of splay out and are kind of vibrantly lit. There are starlight patterns that seem to kind of erupt throughout the this coloration, and you realize that these starlight patterns aren't starlight; they're reflections off of a surface. You can see that out in front of you, off of a very steep-looking cliff, is a massive ocean of water. The water seems to have a reflective nature to it, and looking at it, White Crow and Grok would very quickly catch that this isn't water. It appears to be possibly part water, but it appears to be mostly oil, like crude.
It's a lot of oil. No hope. Nobody light a torch.
Strangely enough,
We don't.
the
we don't
fumes of
use
it
those.
are not present here.
What's not present here?
The fumes of like crude oil are not present here.
We don't smell it. They can just just happen to notice it glistening in the water.
It has a very kind of it looks like it would be like just a black liquid in water, but like it seems that it's not leaving kind of a scent. It's not emanating like gasoline often is off to do. You hear a voice.
Is it gas or oil?
Oil. Sorry. Does
It's
oil
not giving off fumes.
Oil doesn't have fumes.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know.
Roll with
Thinking about it.
I want to note here, it doesn't smell like it's flammable. It looks like it might be. But you hear a voice kind of erupt from the back portion of the cavern, which, again, give you the space here. You're looking into this dark space, and you might be able to see 60, 120, or whatever feet out, right? It goes on beyond that. And it's a good 40 feet drop to the water line, or the liquid line. The voice comes from somewhere in the back, and it seems like it takes a moment to get to you. Like it kind of comes down in an echo, and you hear it say, "Leave this place, Silverhand." And you see the kind of, you look down at his hand, which does look like it has silver in it, but a mix of other metals as well. And you see him go, "Have cars." Looks to Grok again for a second, and then turns and walks out the steps. Thunk it.
Bye, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Find your dad.
"You wish to treat with me?" You hear the voice kind of echo from the darkness again.
We do.
"You should know well what comes next, Sentinel of the Backbiter."
Oru's betrayal was not only to you, but to others as well.
You can hear breathing. It's almost unnerving. It kind of gives the place a pulse. And you would kind of think for a second, as this quietness kind of hits, the words kind of, but that it just said, still linger. Like, you would know what is next. The first thing you do when you meet a dragon is...
Grok would look back to those carrying the chest. We bring an offering.
Deposit them in the gloom home.
I'll put it right up on the ledge and I'll give her a shove.
Open it up so that open it up first.
Oh, so it dumps all over the damn place? That's great.
No, so that what's inside can be seen.
I think it's telling me to drop it in that oil of water.
Okay.
Are we not suspended over a big ocean?
So Grok looks back to you. You're the one with you are 40 feet above a ocean of oil and water.
Okay.
Correct?
Well then, if he's being told to throw it in, throw it in.
Christinger would come up to the place with the chest, and you would do what exactly? If Grok says open it and show it, then that's different. But if you're just walking up to it with a chest, do what you want, Zach.
He said deposit it. I'm just gonna follow orders. I'm gonna put it on the ledge, and I'm just gonna heel push it off of the ledge into the water.
You see it hit, and you expect it to sink immediately due to the weight. It stops and kind of holds there for a bit, and you can see it like float for a moment. and then immediately just descends underneath. This is a charitable gift for my horde. No wonder a dragon such as Chakraskafar would have one such as you serving her. You then see this kind of darkness like kind of dissipate out in front of you, and you can see the shape of a dragon. You then see the shadow kind of pull forward, and you can see the skull-like face of the black dragon peer forward, the deep kind of yellow horns and teeth kind of showing as the eyes also kind of shine yellow as well. So, Hand of Mutis, how did dragon flesh taste to you and yours?
Oh, I don't believe we consumed him. It was
I
a
didn't.
safety thing.
Is this like a common phrase?
It was a tough
Did somebody
battle.
eat dragon? Raya?
We ate dragon.
I think she was asking how the fight was for us.
Jeremy looks
How we
like he
felt afterward.
understands and has recognition.
No, I don't either. I don't remember anybody eating a dragon, and I'm
Guys
sure there was
peeled
some kind
off.
of metaphor.
He peeled off flesh and asked if there was any benefits. And the food was consumed. And the hide was taken. You did eat of the white dragon.
Did all of us?
It gave you a benefit, yeah. No, not Shambles. Shambles can't eat. Not at that time, anyways.
I don't remember.
He tried
And
to eat a
Brooklyn
lot.
wasn't there, I don't think. Did you fight the white dragon?
Yeah, I fought the white dragon because
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
him getting really
that's
mad
right.
at me because
That's right. It
he
was
kept
after-
knocking me down and I would get back up.
It was after Purple
That was
Light.
on our way to the egg.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Mm.
So yeah, you
I don't
did.
remember eating it.
I remember everybody saying and asking what was the benefit. Me telling you what the benefit was, which was 24 temporary hit points for 24 hours, and you were like, yeah. And you
Oh
did it.
yeah!
And you went up the
Now
mountain.
I remember.
And
Yeah.
you all did it except for Shambles, who couldn't eat.
And the reason that we ate it was because when Grog shaved off the skin to make himself a cloak, we were like, well, it's kind of just going to sit here and waste now. And we had a long rest, so we
And then
decided
you
to
left
eat
a bunch of it, but you took what you could cut out to make it good, and then you left with what you had. And it wasn't a very good amount because you sucked at it. It happened. I have it here in my notes. I could try and go find the timestamp.
Fun.
No, I
No.
remember.
So can you repeat the words that Orbicus said to Benson?
To Benson. So, Hand of Mutis, how was it to dine upon dragon flesh? You muted.
It was beneficial. It shows how powerful you are.
Beneficial. You hear the voice kind of boom like throughout. Grand. The face kind of starts looming in a little bit more forward, and you see it now, the whole of the dragon. And what you expected is not what you see. Instead, you see a dragon kind of just laying, kind of just casually, on a massive boat that is kind of floating forward towards you. It seems like it's been set up to allow for it to idly lay on this space. It looks like it's been set up like a kind of a lounge chair for it. It says that, and as it's looking at you, you see its hand the whole time that you're able to see it is resting on the armrest. And on the armrest is a scroll. And Benson, you immediately recognize that the scroll in question is very similar to one that was described to you that allows for this dragon to summon other dragons. You are under the impression that with a very quick stroke of her claw, she could summon all of her allies here. Take that as you will. But she
Never
laughed.
question out of character.
Go ahead. She laughs a bit, like she enjoyed your response.
This boat, would it have fit down this cavern hole, or was it built into this cavern?
A wonderful question. You do not know what the back end of it looks like, and you definitely know that the dragon is capable of getting into this space. So
I choose to believe this is a ship in a bottle situation. It is very fun.
I love it. Let's go
Continue.
with that then.
She's got to have hobbies.
The orcs built the boat for her. And now she rests upon it. You can see there's quite a bit of treasure on the boat as well.
Likely.
She, still touching the scroll, and then says, I do not know this one. This is a stranger to me. One who has not been present in my sight before. Who is this member of your group? And you can see that everyone can tell where she's looking. It's very easy to kind of determine that.
Bro. No, Miss Trail was here last time.
she's staring at White Crow.
You muted again, Chris.
Sorry.
Grok. She asked Grok instead.
This one has joined us recently. We share the same path for a time.
You smell of the Inquisition.
He's a fucking narc.
I am but a mere scribe in this group. I am taking notes on the exploits of this group for my masters at the church. Nothing more.
Is it because they treat with dragons?
Amongst other things.
The Great Church. Interesting enough. And what of you, bird beloved? It seems that you have walked long after murdering my kin, and you have done great things for the giants in the north.
She's talking to me.
Seems that she's looking at Ripplin. I'll say that
Beloved.
beloved, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but I want to double check.
Lady, you got the wrong idea.
Shambles like turns and looks, and you can see his stand. It's actually the scarecrow. Like,
I do what I must for the sake of my family and friends. Once we can peacefully get over the now Defonda situation, my plan is to become an upkeeper for Haziel and pass on his legends.
You speak of now Nefondis as a situation. Interesting. So, backbiter. She turns and looks back to Grok again. You have joined these individuals, this now Nefondis situation. Explain it to me.
You use that term, backbiter, as if it's an insult. I wear it instead as a badge of honor. Yes, I turned against my former master. I could not abide what it planned to do. I think you likely share that belief. I mean, what we plan to do is simple and clear. We're going to challenge him and those who support him, and we're here to ask for whatever help you can provide.
Tell me, since it was beyond my sight and my ability to know it, but did you sup upon her flesh as well?
No. I cut out her heart and burned it to prevent it from being used for the kind of ritual that they had planned.
It would have never happened. The petty priest would have never been given the chance to do what he had planned. He thinks himself more cunning than Ashmedea, and he was felled by you, Lord. But I respect your dedication to the tasks you've set forth. You wish to kill that which is already dead,
We wish to prevent its plan to take power. And if it means putting an end to his spirit, then we can do that.
I will grant you. You have dedication, but not much information. She lifts the scroll up off of the armchair, or the armrest, kind of throws it out forward, and it kind of spins for a second, and then kind of floats. And it seems to do so, like, supernaturally over to you, Grok. And kind of, like, floats in front of you. Do you take it?
Yeah.
It's pretty decent
If
size.
it's an offering.
It's a pretty decent size. It's like pillowcase size, the scroll. And you can see that it's written out in Draconic. It looks like it has like markers that are circled in color, and it looks like there's blood prints on the scroll. The colors appear to match the colors that you would be familiar with for chromatic dragons. You will have one chance to call us to aid you when you assail Wraithward. You, inside of the city, will call us there. She looks to Chris and Gervester. I can smell your blood. I know your lineage. You are Jernarin. You come from a regal family of usurpers in that city. The Vesters. Am I right?
This is the first time hearing that I'm a Jernarin.
You do not know your history?
Outside of the last, year, maybe, and a few specks now and then, no ma'am.
Does it not trouble you that the one city in all of Osaria that is ruled by council is a city where your family was formerly the Kyrios?
I, again, didn't know they were curious. I'm very troubled that things are going down in that city.
Do you think you would mind if a quartet of very angry dragons descended upon your city to destroy one of its pieces of real estate?
No. Can't say it's my city. Can't say I'm thrilled at the idea, but that's what it comes to.
Well, I would suggest that if you are interested in anyone's safety in that city, and their proximity to Wraithward is short, you advise them to be well about their way before Grok starts reading from that scroll. The second boon I will grant you, besides that, Backbiter, since you enjoy the title, is to do what you did not do with your former master, but do it with your enemy. Go back to the north and speak to my servant.
I was going to ask about him.
He will let you pass. Dine upon his ancient flesh, and you will gain protection from his power.
What's shelf life on?
It's going to be a bit, it's not going to be great.
It's got some stag to it.
It's not going to be good. It's not going to taste.
It's definitely no Fazoli's. But
if you do like a nice red wine with it, you might be all right.
Well, they shouldn't keep him smoked and salted. Keep him fresh.
No, he's just.
I just hope Khan's not your dump stat.
And
it almost is.
Use what you can of it.
It's like most of those groups are immune to poison, right? Like, we should be okay.
Yeah.
I believe you have something else that I desire. Something that someone seeks from you. Something you took from a space beyond this one.
God damn it. Is it safe to draw it?
It is.
I pull it out.
The blue mask. Toss it.
Yeah.
Into the waters.
I wanted to wear it. Chuck it in the water, but I make a sad face when I do it.
You see her kind of go, interesting. She kind of leans forward. You wish to wear a dragon mask? You do not understand the issues that come along with that.
You're breaking up real bad, Jeremy.
You become.
So is John. It might be on my end though.
You become the servant of the dragon who made the mask. But if it is your desire, you see her kind of reach up to her shoulder and pull a scale. I can make you one very quickly.
Let's deal.
Do you say it's a deal?
Let's deal. Am I still breaking up?
Yeah, it's kind of wonky. Yeah.
What would your mask offer me?
All dragon masks
services?
Are very similar. It's basically the same, but the resistances are draconic or black dragon versus blue.
I'm gonna sit on the ledge. Just sort of dangle on my feet. Yeah.
It lingering acidity. If you deal acid damage to a creature, it can't take reactions. Hold on, let me find it. It is slightly different.
Didn't you get like resistance or immunity to some damage?
Black Dragon
breathe
Mask.
Underwater.
Black Dragon Mask is different. Sorry. Damage absorption. You have damage resistance to acid. If you already have damage resistance to acid from another source, you gain immunity to acid damage. If you already have immunity to acid damage from another source, you regain hit points equal to half of any acid damage you are dealt. Draconic Mastery. While you are wearing no armor, you add your charisma modifier to your armor class. Dragon Breath. You can use a Dragon Breath recharge 6. Dragon Sight. Dark Vision 60 feet. Additional Dark Vision. If you already have Dark Vision once per day, you gain Blind Sight 30 feet for 5 minutes. Legendary Resistance once per day. You speak Draconic. You gain advantage when dealing with black dragons, except for the black out of character note. There are things on the side, except for the black dragon who made it, and you can breathe underwater.
Underwater requires attunement.
It does. It does not. Sorry. No. Dragon masks are soulbound. They are not attunement.
If I were to wear your mask, what would you ask of me? And beyond this fight, in this particular body, I may have several miles to go.
I have as many, if not more.
Make it till you make it, Miss Shreya.
You wish to operate amidst the lands of mortals, specifically here in Osiria, and weave your way through life, making the best life for yourself possible, while at the same time doing the best you can to stop tyrants, usurpers, and villains from rising up. Do I have the right apprehension of you? And she speaks loudly. Raya?
Closely. I actually don't care about my own quality of life. The titles are just a means.
I'll drink to that.
She kind of looks to you. Such finery, though. It seems that you wish to do all you do with at least a bit of, snaps her claws, class.
Only if it benefits me. Those that wish to address me prefer me dressed this way. Just the other day, I wore that one shit up a hill.
I must have missed that one. It's, make an insight check, Brian. You're familiar with, like, information networks. It seems that she has connections with some. You don't know which, but you know that she doesn't know everything, but she is definitely like bosses trying to sound like she does.
Right, and she's hitting some pretty important keys, too.
Yeah. Like your name.
Yeah, but no, the quality of life thing, that's way off. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I lived in a hole in the ground.
She did not know that. She says, my goals are simple here in the Buddhist region. Dragonkind has flourished here for some time. I have not had the opportunity to sire, or not sire because I'm female, siring is for males, to have any children of mine own. It is not my hope to do so either.
We're compatible.
No, I wasn't going. No, that
She can turn into a human.
she kind of stops.
Hang on.
She kind of stops for a second. No, that's not where I was going at all. No,
Wait,
Sorry.
Ew,
I misunderstood.
Vincent chimes in.
Wait.
Hold on, I can help.
wait a second. Hold on. No. So no, my hope is that at some point in the future, that other black dragons would migrate to me and take what I have built over from me, so that I can just relax here in Gloomholm.
That boat does look pretty relaxing.
It's so chill. So I suppose that would be the main endeavor. Beyond that, operating to make sure that no issues of mortals spill into my caves.
Seems agreeable.
She pulls the thing, sets it onto the armrest, slams her finger down 3 times, but like not super deep, and then lifts up the small piece of dragon scale, throws it. Similarly, it spins and then floats towards you.
In my head, she just like hole punch eye holes in it for me so I can.
Eye holes in a mouth hole, yeah.
Hell yeah! I grabbed the smiley face mask out of the air and put it on.
Oh, jeez. We need a new portrait. Mm-mm-mm.
Good for you, bud.
Any physical effects that are going to occur with this mask?
I'll be honest, I'd be interested to know. You tell me.
I miss my old teeth.
You want fangs? That's all you wanted from this.
I used to have an extra one.
I was hoping I'd grow some fangs.
Eating meat feels weird with this face.
The Black Dragon mask should be in your in Magic Items.
Yeah. I don't know how stuff works. I have that thing now. I'm wearing it. It's down to my 700 years old.
Nifty.
Well, 700 year body. If we've learned anything, souls don't matter.
Yeah, the second you attune to it, the ability of it to be broken and used to summon her is now gone. That was the other key factor for the blue dragon that you weren't really aware of because even Legend Lore can't detect it.
You have to snap them, it summons them, is that what you said?
Yeah, you have to not be attuned to it. So the second that you attune to it, you can no longer be the one that breaks it. So if you unattune from it, even then you can't snap it.
Interesting. But
Are
it's
you
not
attuning to
attuned. Right.
If you're just holding on to it, that's fine. But you already have.
I thought you said it wasn't an attunement. It was like soul bound.
Sorry, wrong terminology. You're right. The second you bound to it, you can no longer be present. You can no longer be.
Okay.
You can unbind from it, but like you die and come back to a different body. Lots of different ways. But the point is you can after that point never be the one that.
If this is not costing me an attunement slot, I will put it on presently.
Okay. Yeah, you
and let her watch what happens.
You gain the benefits. No physical change happens. Nothing crazy happens. You just have a mask on.
Fucking do.
And it's very desirable to just leave it on. You do not want to take it off.
This is mine now. This is my new face.
Good for you, bud.
Hell yeah. Blue and sitting in a pool of goo.
We're just gonna stay.
Go on. Dragon scale mask over your face. She says, so, on with you. You've gained, I hope, some benefits, Backbiter, to help you in your endeavor. When it comes to fighting the Shadow Dragon, I will inform you of one matter that might have importance. Me and mine can help you at Wraithward. We cannot descend into Nanofondus' lair and help you there.
Is it a size issue or something arcane?
Something very ancient in magic. Nanofondus' chamber does not allow any true dragons to enter into its space by any means.
Lacking a physical form,
It also bars it from exiting it.
we would need to fight it
That's
on
Wraithward?
there.
Straightforward.
Do you know who bound him inside the Wraith Ward?
Yes. Me.
Oh. What an honor.
With the assistance of Philos Vester.
Never heard of him.
Of course you haven't. You don't know your own history. I suggest looking into the histories. If any of the
I
books,
tried, lady.
if any of the books remain inside of the conglomerate reliquary, I believe is what they call it, I suggest you seek them out.
Was that the tower?
The White Tower, yeah.
Oh, it's already cleaned out.
The tower doesn't exist. It's in the Hoard of Ashmedea.
Tower's still there.
The tower's there, but there's
I
nothing
thought you
in
took
it.
the building.
No, she didn't take the whole building. She just wanted to build
No,
it.
she took
That would be
everything
way
out of the
cooler.
building.
Okay. That's too bad.
Well, the report from Ashene was she took everything from that, and the hope was that she took everything. You do not know for certain what was left or what was taken. Just Ashmedea had full gamut to take whatever she pleased.
Alessia was the Vester. She was the one that would have told us about it.
Yeah, she was the one who told you what was reported by Ashene, that everything was taken.
Yeah. We'll give Black the inside scoop on that one. That I let Ashmedea look into my brain and pick the tower.
Yep. The tower's still there. She didn't take the whole tower.
That was gonna be way cooler if the whole
That
thing
would've
just
been really
blinked
funny.
out.
That
Literally,
never occurred to me.
literally, it would have been like the brothel behind it would have been like, oh, we gotta change our name. We gotta change our location. This place doesn't work anymore.
Broad daylight.
Yeah, broad daylight. Fucking hell. The whole point was that during the morning our shit was blocked and people could sneak out. That was the gimmick.
Orbicus, I do have one other question.
Sure.
Currently, this now Nefandus character, my understanding, is being served by one Ashene. Hang on, name? Ashene Christinger, isn't it? Ashene Christinger. Do you see any possibility that she could be spared?
I guarantee you
Him.
that if Grok goes to Wraithward, looses us upon that place, there is no stopping all of us from destroying her, because there's no guarantee that she would not fight against us. As I'm sure you're aware, she's a very potent spellcaster who will give us quite the fight. The only way I can promise you that she would spare us is if you feel that she's capable of defeating us. If you do not feel that is the case, then I apologize, but her life is forfeit.
Take that into consideration. We done here?
Yeah, we can go.
No, is there any other info we need? So they cannot enter the ward, and it cannot exit. So are we just smashing down that whole part of the town?
They can fuck the ward all they want. They cannot descend into the space below. They cannot descend into now Nefandus' lair.
Right, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So he can't come out of that, and they cannot enter.
So what I'm hearing is that we want to be able to draw out as much as we can of the troops and Ashene and all that stuff so that they can just mess with them, but we're going to have to fight the spirit on our own.
No, you got to get inside the ward to call the dragons in there.
No,
you
I
gotta
understand.
Bypass. Oh, okay.
No, what I'm saying is that once we get into the ward, then we call the dragons, but that's external to the layer itself where the spirit is, right? the dragons can come mess up everything that's there, and hopefully Ashenale will come out of the lair. Am I getting that wrong?
I doubt she would, but that I think is the idea, that we try to get everything out of there.
Right.
Preferably evacuate the city, or as much of it as we can, and then dragon bomb.
Right. But then we're gonna need to
Go
deal
full
with
season 8
the
on it.
spirit.
I don't get it.
Steve should.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Full season 8.
You got a
They're
lot of
ringing
faith.
the bells.
You got a lot of
Dragons are
faith
coming
in your own
anyways.
writing.
Means they give up. Psych. Okay.
Is there anything you can tell us that might help us when we face Nonifondus, the spirit, by ourselves?
Eat his old meat.
Eat his old meat, right?
If you eat of his flesh, he will not be able to conquer your will and take your body. If you
Got
do
it.
not, that will be his leading mechanism. He will attempt to control as many of you as he can.
Would you consider such a boon permanent, or would we be against a timetable after we were to devour his flesh?
I would assume it would only last a certain amount of time. Out of character, you would think about that and realize that the White Dragon meat's boon lasted 24 hours. Down to Fondus.
I figured.
Yeah, 24 hours.
Thank you. Well, we can cut some jerky.
Steve, what kind of armor do you wear?
I think I'm like either like light or like unarmored. I'm a monk.
Should be unarmored.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna take my armor off and toss it in the lake.
Do we know if Orbicus can see through Raya's eyes using the mask?
No. That's not a thing.
Okay, just wondering.
Steve, can you see in the dark?
I can see in the dark. I have goggles of night fixed into my mask.
Okay, I'll just chuck my goggles of night into the lake too then.
No. Yeah.
Or can I wear them on top of the mask?
No.
To get 180 feet? Whoa!
It's not the highest you could get.
I can see forever.
300 I think is the best, and that's the Twilight Domain cleric. Which, if anybody ever runs D&D in this group, that's what I will be playing.
Glasses and mask, that's a no, right?
Glasses and mask, negatory.
Alright, drop kick him into the lake with the armor.
Okay.
I'll need this.
Add that to the pile. Service begun.
Wait, why'd you throw your armor in? Is the mask giving you like dragon scales or something?
I now add my charisma and my dex to the base number, so I have more armor by taking it off.
How does that manifest?
Charisma modifiers coming from the Black Dragon.
He's asking how it looks.
Yeah, because he just got naked. Does he have like little like black dragon scales or something on him, or he just like?
No, it's
just really muscly.
Cool. He's got pale.
It's his
elf
charisma
flesh.
doing it.
Oh
so.
no, he's all oiled up, you know, like the lake.
Yeah, no, he would have a certain majesty to him because the trait that's giving him that benefit to add his charisma is called Draconic Majesty. So
yeah, he's a Turkish oil wrestler. I get it.
Yeah, correct.
Kind of, no, it's more like flamenco dancing.
What's his name? Hakan?
Yeah. Majesty equals lubed up. Got it.
Well, let's all get majestic.
Oh, I'm feeling it.
Go.
Is it?
Okay. Then what?
Anybody got any more questions for the Nice Dragon?
And we're sure we can summon her inside the ward. That's what she said?
She said that she could be summoned in Wraith Ward, but she cannot descend into the lair.
She cannot physically walk through it, but
Correct.
can appear inside.
So it sounds like the dragons are essentially going to blast all the guards and fortifications on top, then we're gonna have to go down in there and finish the job.
Yep.
If you recall,
Air superiority.
from what you remember, Wraithward's entrance leads into a battlements. Past the battlements is a massive entry, like kind of open hall. In that open hall is the center of Ashene's craft, which, if you're familiar, I want to be reminded, Benson, craft magic is when a series of sigils and marks are placed down by a very powerful spellcaster to create a bastion of magic for them and them alone. Ashene's bastion rests and resides inside of the center of the room, but it's all throughout Wraithward.
Okay.
Grok's been in there, remember? He was in there once, and
Well,
Nonafundus called him out.
No, that's this space is different. This is the
Okay.
this is the room where she was creating like the tables and stuff from the floor. She was just able to kind of manifest the physical materia. Beyond that is the descent into the libraries, and then from the libraries down into the lair. But you know that there's no means of entry into that space that does not go through Ashene's craft circle. You have to go through Ashene's magic circle to get to the library, to get to the lair. So if the attack
any means of teleportation and you in the river.
With the exception of very powerful magics like the scroll. Summoning magics are not blocked. Teleportation is blocked.
So we need to use the scroll not outside the building, but inside the building?
You could do it either way. It's entirely up to you. But keep in mind that the Honor Bound currently serve as militia for her. So Wraithward as a castle is magically defended, but it is also physically defended.
Right.
I mean, those guys are probably fucked. They're gonna get blasted by dragons.
I hope so. So Grok can't read the scroll, but certainly Benson can.
Yeah.
Oh. Right. Well, I guess we go eat some gold and mess up a shadow.
Yep. Oh, by the way, there was this thing out there that we passed over on the way. We might want to check it out on the way back.
Sorry, and who are we eating? Orbic's granddad or something?
No, we're eating Nonafundus' body. His dead body was guarded by...
Dragon. Real quick synopsis. The dragon that we're about to go fight, now Nonafundus, was actually a living gold dragon named Alron. Alron died and was killed by Orbicus, Ashmad, Venimas, and other one.
Totzig.
Yeah, that's right. Those 4 dragons were turned against by Chokreskavar, who then became Oru, because she was redeemed by Alron when she tried to be good. They still killed Alron and buried him in his own lair. His soul escaped, but it tried to live, and they very quickly found that that was the case and bound it to the city of Bellum, inside of a place called Wraithward, beneath it, in a lair set for it and it alone. And Alron's body still exists, is guarded by a death angel that rides on a demon horse that was placed there by Orbicus, who is a very powerful mage. She can't undo her own magic, though. That said, the body rests behind that angel on a demon, and Orbicus said, go eat it, and you'll be cool.
So that means that Demise is going to let us pass through?
Correct.
Okay.
And is Christinger's trying to resurrect now Nonafundus? Is like that's the problem?
Ashene Christinger has been working with Nonafundus to try and get a suitable body for the Shadow Dragon. One has not been procured, and the ritual to bring back the one that would be worthy, Ashmedea, has not proven fruitful. Basically, Naunafondus or Auron was such a powerful dragon, more powerful than these ones. It took 4 to fight it. It can only have its soul like put into the oldest of dragons, like the absolute ancient war of sort of serpent, like massive nation destroying dragons. And the only one
An appropriate vessel.
An appropriate vessel. And the only 2 bodies that exist right now that could hold Naunafondus are Ashmedea, who is the demon prince of greed, who resides in her own hell, and many people have tried to summon her to the realms of mortals so that she could be possessed by Naunafondus and taken over. Those have all been broken by Grok and crew by murdering the person who's trying to do it, or finding the heart and destroying the heart that was going to be used to summon Ashmedea, which is a dragon heart, and then also a kingly individual. I think that's about right. Yeah. So, any other questions?
So earlier in the campaign, we were deceived into thinking that Oru was in danger of being killed and its heart taken for the ritual, but later on learned that it was wanting to do enact the ritual on its own, and it killed the bronze dragon hoping to do that.
But also killed my phoenix.
Now we're gonna go essentially banish the spirit away for good.
Yeah.
To stop, so that we can stop trying to do this.
Right. Because the dragon is a very lawful creature, and it wants to become the master of all of Osiria, breaking the 3 king rule and becoming the tyrant over all, because it feels that the squabbling between the 3 seats of power make it so that civil wars like the one that lasted 600 years can never happen again.
Yeah, you can't have an undead king of Osiria. That's nonsense.
It wouldn't be
That's what
undead,
Brock said.
reborn.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's
No
nonsense.
way.
Let's go punch a ghost.
Yes.
Fuck this undead bullshit.
Yeah.
Talking like a true
You're a good man,
Osiris.
Crow.
And you could have been here like 2 weeks ago in game time.
Yeah, no, it's like
Holy shit.
uh,
A year and a half ago.
stop doing so goddamn much, you guys.
But really, you got to change your attitude too, because we've met some pretty cool ghosts and zombies, man. Like we sat down and
Really
chilled
have.
for a while.
We had dinner with a family of them.
Really nice people.
Tell me more about this dinner. Exterminatus.
I wasn't here for that part.
No, not me though. No, I'm chill. That was that.
Rickland's just
They
a
did
good church boy.
Fraternizing with the undead. That's going in the book.
Anywho, what's the next step?
Well, do we want to check out whatever that village was stranded on a mountaintop, or do we want to go see what Demise was up to?
Oh, I don't see any reason why those can't be in the same line.
Well, you can just teleport to either or now, because, well, you can teleport to Demise. Benson's familiar with that place. Like, it's not just a seen once kind of situation. He was there for a while, so that's fine. You can teleport to them. Pretty much no problem. Let me read teleport again. Teleport.
Certain item up in Mystery Mountain I'd like to see still.
I don't know if we're getting back in there, man.
Yeah.
Somebody owes us something. I don't even remember what it was.
I think there's a hammer.
You're very familiar with the location, Benson. So if you cast the spell teleport, there's only like a 24% chance that it's off target, similar, or mishap. So 75% chance that you hit dead on.
Hey, buddy, you know how I roll.
All right. Well, do you want?
Yeah, I can. I'll try.
Hopefully poorly.
All right. If you want to teleport, then you
Greater than 5.
step back outside of the mountains. The Silver Hand kind of looks to you and says, "So, you lived. Interesting. If you need any aid of the Black Tongue orcs in any matters, please let me know."
This is heartbreaking.
Will do.
Who are your allies in the area?
It's like someone trying to give you a new puppy after the old one died.
We have none.
Not even Dark Flame? Dark Flame?
No.
I know they had been trying to reach Orbicus some time ago. Were they able to make contact?
They are subservient to us, but not our allies. They do as they please, but they must follow the orders of the dragon.
I see.
As you'll learn in time, most orcs follow the black dragon, Orbicus.
This is Bellum, right? Where we have to go back to?
Bellum is where the Wraithward is located, yeah.
Yeah. It's a hell of a walk. We may likely need help, at least evacuating citizens.
Shit, I didn't think you actually got it.
Oh no, we will always put people in harm's way.
Oh.
Especially orcs.
I just thought it was cordial to offer it. Sorry. I didn't know you were actually going to do it. Okay, yeah, sure. What do you need? Fuck.
Hey, Mishrael, what's the... I was going to say, what's the pecking order? You got that mask?
It's a good point. Like, come on, bro.
Oh, shit. Right. Okay, yeah, sorry for my
sass.
Damn it,
you're my boss now.
Apologies. I apologize for my sass.
I'm a servant at this point.
What do you need? Fuck it. We'll be wherever you need.
We'll contact you. We gotta set up a timeline for this thing and make sure you have enough time to travel.
Great.
You know how to teleport?
My name has been said several times. I don't know if anyone's written it down or anything, but please make sure that when you're about to cast the spell sending to contact me, you're not like, oh, fuck, what was that guy's name? It's the orc. What's his name?
Johnny Silverhands.
Okay.
The orcish name for Johnny. Probably just more G's or something.
It's Ronnie. All orc names start with an R. It's a fact.
Not true.
Ronnie Silverhands.
I do like Ronnie Silverhand, though. I think we're going to stick with that. Okay. Then you are teleporting to Demise.
Yes.
Roll a D100. Shody.
You got this.
Oh
boy. Oh boy, there it is.
Where are we going?
You did great.
You're welcome. I was gonna say, you know how I roll, bro.
We should meet another dragon.
Yep. We're gonna fight demons now.
We pop out of nowhere. Somebody just sent over like a book. Welcome to hell.
Invalid.
Only a 25% chance you fail.
Right? No, that's what I said. I was like, when he's like, dude, you know how I roll these things.
That's a big fail.
This is all we all wanted, though. Let's be real.
That's a really weird one.
It's so much better.
It's very funny.
That's a really weird one because it's a similar area. But the area
we happen to show up in the mysterious mountain to get that other item.
It's very unique. I'm trying to go...
Just like me.
I'm trying to decide what similar would mean in this context. Is it just a forested area? Is it like a...
It's another dragon's lair? We just happen to appear at the white dragon's lair?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be...
Is it something being guarded by a celestial and a demon?
You know what, Brent? You threw out a good one there. That's really funny and interesting. And it's... You know what? I'm going to give you a chance. Go ahead and roll a percentile.
70?
No. That's not where you go.
I tried, guys.
When you reappear from the spell teleport, you realize that you've been here before. But it's not where you want to be. You're out on a cliff, looking out over the South Ron Plains, right where you teleported the last time you teleported at random from a space. When you teleported...
Where the hell are we?
From the Blue Dragon Tower and ended up somewhere, you're literally looking out over the South Ron Plains. No entrances, no nothing.
Oh shit, we're out here in the middle of the desert.
Out there in the middle of nowhere.
I've never been here before.
It's arid, there's no humidity, there's no
you were here
water
for a
anywhere,
second.
It's sand everywhere, there's no trees.
That's right.
There's nothing here that would make you think that this place in any way, shape, or form is similar. And you as an arcanist would know that if a spell malfunctions, it would malfunction heinously or it would malfunction to a point where it's like a close proximity to where you were going. So it's either a real bad mix-up that you don't think you nailed, or some way this space is similar to the space that you were trying to go to.
So we're failing upwards.
We're sitting at the mouth of the dragon horde. Just the wrong one.
Failing upwards.
I'm on my guard.
No, it's okay. We know this one. It's an ally of where we just came from.
Dude, Raya's wearing the mask.
There is
It's
no
been
mouth
all
the
of
cave.
5
good.
minutes
There's
since
no
we talked
entry.
to Orbital.
There's nowhere that
Right,
you can...
but-
Yeah.
Nothing that a human can see and enter.
Even one with true sight.
What about blind sight?
Also no.
Damn.
What about divine sense?
I
And I
respect-
won't waste using it.
I do respect the attempt. But yeah, no. Grok, you do remember that there was a tree near there that you could shift to if you wanted to waste the spell.
Yeah, I'll waste the spell.
Alright.
Give Vince a little pat on the back. I got this one, buddy.
You have a hold of him. You find,
So sad.
bramble or something. You walk through it, and you appear in Demise's space. You
It
see,
happens to every wizard.
exiting out of a cave at the foot of this individual is a pond that descends down into a small stream that runs past you. A black armored knight with a certain kind of elegance to it, white crow, which you would signify as being celestial. This individual appears to be angelic, riding upon a horse, a very ancient demonic horse, similar to the Hellhound, but much more ancient and also more equine.
Also a horse.
Yeah.
It's like a dog, but more like a horse.
It's like this demon dog, but it's a horse. You get it?
I think I fought this guy in Elden Ring already. You go to a bridge at night, he appears.
Oh, no. The horse is not covered with a sheet.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Ghost horse.
He's fucking that horse, is what I'm saying.
Oh.
It happens.
What? Kentucky boy.
Shouldn't.
Okay.
All I heard was sheets, horses, middle of the woods.
All right. Demise
I don't wanna
sees
play
you
anymore.
and kind of moves to the side.
I give him a nod.
Same.
He's giving me no reason to disrespect him.
Just here for our hero's feast.
I've never met him before, but I'll give him a nod.
Nah, he was cool.
You guys know how like Orbicus managed to like summon him?
No.
No, we
Not a
never
clue.
connected the dots.
He
We just
he
thought it
must
was
be
a
pretty
really
strong. He's like solo guarding one of two with ways that this thing could come back to life.
Oh yeah, no, we
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
he
we
can do it by
backed down
himself.
away
He-
from this guy. Also, Mishrael, pecking order.
the spellcaster that would be summoning now Nefondus
Tear
cast
him
a
down.
meteor swarm on display. Like, just, okay, I need to kill this body of yours so that you can be resurrected.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the kind of people who are out here, and this guy can just solo do this. So
Yep.
he must be pretty strong. That's why I'm
Yep.
curious. Like, how did Orbicus? Like, I feel like he could probably kick Orbicus' ass.
Nope. You want to fight
Yeah,
Orbicus?
it works.
Let's
Yeah,
test.
it works for him because
Let's test. There's
It's just what I'm pondering.
fair. You
No, there's-
definitely
there's-
know he's a hard ass, and like he's very strong.
Yeah.
Actually, make a history check. Because someone said their name or said his name, so you would actually possibly get an idea.
Oh, I
Demise-
got it. Right, I know his
Oh,
name's
my.
actually Alexander.
Demise is a servant of the Hierarchia, which is the angelic order that serves as the masters of the principalities of light that fight against hell, fiends, demons, and devils. This is in the Ashtar spectrum of the Warring Triumvirate. They fight in the Astral Sea. Demise is the servant of the Hierarchia and acts as the agent of death in the mortal worlds. Its control, to your understanding, is basically a thing of legend. Like, its ability to just destroy mortal beings is something that should not exist in the mortal plane, but there it stands, or sits astride a horse of ancient power. Yeah, he is absolutely the angel of death, like incarnate, physically in front of you in plate armor. You could see that he doesn't have any weapons, but you would know from your history check that he manifests his weapons from pure energy, black in their coloration, filled with the necrotic powers, but also with a heart of radiance.
So is he like, he makes sure dead things stay dead kind of thing?
Correct.
Okay, I'll give him a bow as I walk by. You know, that he's got, like plus respect, you know.
After you
big
kind
respect for him.
Move into the cave, you see him kind of turn the horse and kind of move to face off with you, kind of like barring you from exiting and kind of guarding it from being entered by anybody but you. And he says, "My task is near completion. Once you've supped of the creature, tell me, and I will finish it." And then he kind of turns away from you, kind of looking back out to the outside. You enter into the cave, I assume.
Hell yeah.
What do you mean finish it?
Descend down.
He's going to delete what's left of it.
Descend down into the depths. You see a massive cave. Sunlight kind of coming in from points up above. Very golden looking space. The sands here kind of a ruddy orange in color. That kind of gleam at certain points with like small flecks of glass. You can see that there looks like there was a massive kind of disturbance, a crater in the center where a horde must have been. And where that horde was, you see the bones of a dragon. Bones, no flesh, no meat. It does look like there are fresh footprints in the sand that should have blown over in time, but these appear to have been recent. Massive dragon paws. And you can see directly in front of the dragon, a single coin has been dropped, deposited in front of that dragon.
I'll pick it up.
Okay.
Wait, somebody already ate him?
No. The body's still there.
Oh, I thought you said it was like there was no flesh left on it.
Make a medicine check, Steve.
Just marrow.
Marrow.
Well, the question's already been answered.
Oh my god, I'm on fire. I'm going.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Steve
We're going to make a soup.
Steve didn't know, but going in here to an ancient corpse that's over hundreds of years old, you would know that you weren't going to ever eat the flesh of the creature. You were definitely going to be eating the bone marrow of the creature.
Yeah, I want to make it like the White Crow has a PhD. I don't know.
Right. He went to school. I did.
Yeah, good job. That's
maybe.
good roleplay.
Yeah.
Get a hearty soup. A little bone broth.
Yeah, bro.
You pick up the coin. The coin has markings on it. You can identify the individual that seems to be kind of traced out on the coin. It appears to be indicatory of a hierophant of the Church of Atavius, the Great Church. And according to what it says, it's a relatively recent hierophant. And it shows their end date. These coins, to your knowledge, probably haven't been minted. But the hierophant in question on the coin is Caloreth.
Does this mean anything to you two? Crow and Shambles?
Mostly.
Wasn't Caloreth the... Is Caloreth and Caloreth the two different people, like the dragon wizard?
Caloreth is the hierophant. He was a priestly figure. He was never a wizard. He was the leader of a cult. And yes,
he was
would
the
be
Pope
that same
before
way.
Hallis.
He had two sides of him, Steve.
Yes.
He was a cultist leader. He was a cult leader, but he was also like face forward the hierophant of the church before Hallis.
Oh, so I would probably... I don't know if I know him personally, but I definitely like knew of him.
And you know that he would... Basically, the Inquisition would know that he was in league with dragons after it was brought out, and he was killed by the Hand's retinue.
So this coin is significant because it should never have been minted because he was a bad boy?
It should not have been minted yet. It seems like it's a coin that should be from some time in the future, because these Hierophant coins are common currency. It's an electrum piece. to be more specific. An electrum pieces basically show the indicator of the Hierophant of the Great Church, whereas gold coins show the king of the region, depending on where they're minted. So if you find a king of fire, it'll be from Ludos. If you find a king of water, it'll be from Munio, and so
But
on.
would they have ever put his face on a coin if he was a heretic?
No, they may not, but it may still be the case that they do, depending on what the church decides to do.
What is the date on the coin?
The end date is this year. It's just a year date, so it would be basically his start of service and this year.
Oh my God, the whole printing or whatever they're called, all the minting guild, they're all heretics.
Just $1 whole. You better take that back to your boss. Something sketchy.
Yeah, it's sketchy.
Benson, your glasses of true sight show something different as you look at the coin.
Did we find future money?
You would note that this coin in specific appears to be very similar to a small crystal that you found in Oru's lair and a lantern you found somewhere else. It appears to have a soul bound to it. And that,
let everyone know, of course,
is where we'll end the session for tonight. Next session we'll pick up with wherever you folks decide to go on. Great session, and we will see you next week. Thanks for watching.